before election 2024 and even recently, the NPP, Miracle Aboagye is part of the reasons NPP is losing membership. And you see, as some way, man way, eka some way, the amount of money Miracle Aboagye is making out of the Bawumia campaign is crazy. Sika Miracle Aboagye enya because Bawumia Jimmy onimu nyansa. So they have seen Bawumia's weakness. They have seen, he say, Mahamadu Bawumia is a cash cow. And this boy Miracle Aboagye no, adapted strategy we say, to make close Bawumia adwene to the point to say, some foolish boys where they know that the kind of politics and communication surrounding Bawumia, the bad omen, the bad publicity, and Bawumia's credibility, that is terrible. No? These people have been able to create an impression to Bawumia to say everything out there is so rosary, it is beautiful. Musa Dankwaka, the people who are destroying the NPP and destroying Bawumia is this boy called Miracle Aboagye. The day Bawumia will change this boy, Bawumia's campaign will change positively. So now is a joker. It's a reflection of what will happen in the 2028 elections. And we sit in Ghana, it do some time, I say, we take it lightly. We think, say, this is a joke. When Musa Dankwa comes out with any polls, any research, now NDC, it goes against you. You have to gather your intelligent team, your research team to look into what Musa Dankwa is saying. Sebio or say Nkoye Mamo as a political party. That will not be the time for you people to be attacking him because he is doing his job. The NDC should not be stupid like the NPP. You need to take these things into consideration. So Musa Dankwa tomorrow, next year, next 6 months, or back out with any research, you say, the economy, this is not going well for the NDC. You people are supposed to work on it. That is not the time to fight him. MPP for Jimmy, they hate to be corrected. They hate for people to tell them that these things they are doing is wrong. The NDC should not fall for that. You should not copy the MPP. That is stupid. Anytime Musa Dankwa speaks, anytime Musa Dankwa will come out and make a speech about the government, research the data, we should accept it as a political party in power and correct our mistakes. If any NDC communicator, minister or MP tries to go after Musa Dankwa, so or back out with any kind of pose, I will come after you. Because at least I am looking at Musa Dankwa's track record and continuously he has proven himself. Onya akwana wa semfantifo pa no benefsin. On tisa smart sapon kurasini na otumika sene ma amie wunti research bi oye no anyeye. This is a credible guy who has been consistent in his delivery. He has put a lot in his trade. And we as a political party, we as a government, the NDC, you need to learn, you need to accept. If in the future, Musa Dankwa Babontin Bekachira will say, when you able to lose election, by election, general election, you people should sit with the data, analyze it, research it, and correct your mistakes. And we as a nation, we need to hold this guy in high esteem. And it's not just the NPP, NDC, the whole political party, Ghana. Now, say, at least, you're credible. Now, what is happening down there? You need to understand, say, Musa Dankwa over the years. And Ghana for be appreciating what is good. If Musa Dankwa was in any other country, Musa Dankwa would be one of the most respected people in that country. My message to the NDC is simple. Do not allow some foolish people to deceive you. Musa Dankwa is an independent pollster. Whatever he comes out with, even if it is positive for the NDC, work on it to make it better. If it is negative, going against the NDC, work on it and correct your mistakes. And that is the only way you as a political party, you can stay in power for good. NPP, Miracle Aboagye, 2024 elections, Yabeko elections, Assembly Miracle Aboagye, this is what he said on radio. Abrano Nimsa Bawumia's numbers, it is not good.
Winning Greater Accra with the bigger margin that we did in 2016.
This year?
Yes.
Hey, miracles.
No,
record you.
Oh, Obi, me na me catch your try to help me say we are winning Greater. Yeah, and this one more year campaign on social media. I'm telling you, I'm going to Afenyo Obi. Me ba Obi. Mo from a microphone. Adom TV for the mic call Makola. I want the man ka no. Saturday ya kofa to do when man no. Omo ni Greater Accra. To do man e Greater Accra no mo. And I went home. Me say gentleman no tweet and say oh hu die ntia microphone call a man who wo makola o mu nyina say Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia. Now so te say yen talk about Twitter. Obi Twitter nipa ba ko account be 5. Ono ko tweet wa no tweet wa obi no be comment am no. And I would just for the analysis and worry. It is a Twitter and Facebook now and this video analysis obi. O ma report all. And they some say social media robot grabber. Show me to way what the upper you pay attention. When you post on Facebook, go and watch some accounts. Only follow about combo.
Yeah.
Robots
and troll farms, no.
This is the
guy Bawumia is relying on. We and Bawumia rely on so to win. 2024, Kwasia with the cover it is possible by this same foolish boy, Miracle Aboagye. Me catch him saying people for my Jimmy. This is the same fool. He was making money from Bawumia every day or a press conference. Or just can recommend the girls no I could dying. About $7 million went through this boy's hand. Well, JD. And all day it is possible, by where is your message? It is possible. Tell us what Bawumia can do. It is possible. Bawumia is an idiot. He cannot deliver. It is possible. The economy, the dollar is at 17. It is possible. Schools now because it is possible. Galamsey is swallowing us. It is possible. Corruption, it is possible. A free SHS in Korani wu eduanene, it is possible. Kwasia win anti Ghana ye, it is possible. It is possible. It is possible. Okwa ana Jimmy no swatam sikama no. Ko kase press conference. Okwa ana Samere and the Jimmy no swatam sikama no. Ko press conference. A whole MPP and there was ade akana ipe aba. Makachira musemwe Jimmy. Sa kwasi ampeji we asa aba. Osi we di akana ipe. Bawumia so Jimmy nti obegina ho akana ipe. They have started. Or the akana ipe dia na Bawumia betuma ye akana ipe. Bawumia, the track record in yo, Akana Epe. Bawumia is the most corrupt politician in Ghana. Indirectly, he does not show his face, but he's more dangerous. Akana Epe. Bawumia, and you're head of police council. Ya bonko foto ewa boko. Kusa sinima mprisi for one kaso. Akana Epe. Ya kunipat 2020 elections. Akana Epe. Mahamadu Bawumia as the economic whiskey. Oti Ghana economic team no sono dollar could do 17 FX committee akana ipe Mahamadu Bawumia ofri abemuno na inflation and 54% akana ipe Ghana's debt to GDP baby akoduni akana ipe in confo we Jimmy it's a siano they are going to answer every question with akana ipe the same way they did. It is possible and it is the same Miracle Aboagye akotira ni egu ni ase. They are using Bawumia to make money. Bawumia is their new cash cow. Mahamadu Bawumia, he is their new cash cow. Omo wuni say Bawumia or you weak-minded. He is not smart. Bawumia is not a politician. Bawumia is a comedian. So, Sahel boys way, they are political insects. They are using Bawumia to build their empires. And every time when you question them about their result, because Odi Bawumia, Eddie Bawumia, about 2024 election, he recorded the worst numbers in the history of Ghana. Who will keep this boy there? Jimmy, we employing no, because they don't have any standard. Now, the Nipane Ejumana no, a DNA standard, only standard. That is why they are back again. Akana ipe. And Obu says Bawumia, then obetuma ye, oh akana ipe. Omudi Jimmy, Bawumia is their new cash cow. Miracle Aboagye, they will use him, they will take money. Boy, yeah, the nim say wobai. Oboba me inbox me so obema me Kennedy Agyapong information. Boy, yeah, the nim say wowi. So Kofi and the cans. Sa akwase ya also the Kennedy information. Sa akwase aforo they are using Bawumia as a cash cow. These are criminals. And Bawumia no na adwene wo fom. Enti onene kasa odwe say on pen asem. Utunu furu no odwene to no osa no Jimmy. The fact of the case is say these people are lying to you. The Ghanaian voter will never vote for you. The Ghanaian voter, the intelligent Ghanaian voter, for 8 years, nobody is going to fucking vote for Bawumia. Now, akwa we buy no, nyansa ben or the buy. Now, okojina eye asempa Miracle Aboagye. Eka kire Ghana for say, oh, adiane de yento abano ewo internet so no. Osa kodru eye yeto abano oluzi ye no. So munim say Bawumia Jimmy. He wanted to convince Bawumia because Bawumia is their cash cow. Osa betina TV so say no kan after election no.
After the election, many would in bebre. One interview I remember very well, and I think that insert no echo viral. You made the point, say NDC for Omunya campaign. social media no mote, but social media yen twaba wo. Do you still stand by that claim, knowing what you know now?
Obi, social media, police station,
gabby,
twaba wo.
Gabby.
Ujidi pan say NDC for elections you win because Ghana for didn't understand, believe in them, but simply because no more social media and so no win na.
No,
exactly.
But reaching cophobia or social media.
There was no doubt about that. I think the point you raised with social media and the point we made with social media was that election is really about the polling station.
Yes.
All other factors counted, but the real situation is at the police station. So that is fact. It doesn't change anything. The fact is that say on Tróuble or Facebook and Twitter. Some are very active on Facebook and Twitter. But I say on Tróuble. So it's one of the tools to use. But you surely cannot rely entirely on that tool. Can you? And see, that fact still remains. I don't think say anything, and now you even dispute that. But who disputes are facts, no?
Yeah, because I think the results no will show you say maybe with that mindset at the time, no, you were not conscious on reaching the youth.
But you know that's not
millions.
But you know that's not true.
Okay.
You know that even when we're discussing that, we were very much in fact. Go and look at all the social media analytics, including even the ones Imani released.
Yes.
They will tell you clearly that Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia was strong, very, very strong. At some point, even stronger than President Mahama on social media. So nobody discounted that. But the fact is that any polling station on social media.
Yes.
So you have to utilize that tool and campaign there, but you cannot rely on that as a basis for winning or losing an election. Anamebwa.
Yes.
No. Your police station.
No.
Your bubu A and B. No. But nobody is saying say you neglect it. All of us were there. You and I know say we live there. I basically live there. My phone they be So nobody discounted. I think what rather has happened is a spin and a twist. You know that's what has been applied to that video. The fact that Ubia share video no say social media doesn't win elections. That's a spin. But that's not the facts. That's what the point we made here. That's what I just say. So that spin can go, then they say you can't do anything about it. But the fact of the matter is that the elections happen in the homes of the Ghanaian people. Abano is see ewo Ghana for polling station ho any yetwaba. And see you have to do much more in ensuring say what's no ebedu Ghana for ewo omufie. You get what I'm saying? But Obi, when be konto kwana say
what kind of foolish analogy is that? Say polling station Oluzo Abaniwie na oje Bawumia sika DVA no. He just came back to justify why Bawumia Jimmy. I feel was better Facebook or TV so or better radio so now say social media the new polling station but you need to find means to get to the people. What will make somebody leave what they are doing to walk to the polling station? That thing that is going to make the person move, is you sending the message to the person. Now, can you be on the person 24/7 by knocking at their door? No. You cannot be walking into every single house at Okankwe South. You cannot be entering every single home in Kumasi. But you can use social media to talk to 700,000 people every 2 minutes. So that thing that is going to make somebody move from their home to go vote for you, is the consistency in your message and consistently reminding them. You are in Accra. How many times can you talk to my people in Ayaldo? You cannot leave Accra every day and go to 700 houses in Ayaldo. And one person that what he's talking about, a defeated your answer. Social media was at the polling station. When somebody leaves their home to come to the polling station to vote, it is because of the information they have consumed. So it is the social media that is enticing, that is making that person move from where they are to cast their ballot. Without the social media consistently convincing the person and showing the person the fact, nobody is going to walk from their home to the polling station because the polling station is constant. It is there. Without a voter, the polling station will just be sitting there. They will record 0 for you. But until the voter makes a move, so we need a catalyst that is going to make the voter make the move. If that catalyst is not there, the voter is not going to move. And what is the catalyst? The catalyst is the message. And how is the message going to get to the voter? Is by going through social media to reach millions of them. Because you cannot knock at every door physically, but you can, through electronic ways, through data, through applications, you can knock at 100 million doors. So that catalyst is what is making the voter walk to the polling station to vote for you. Even though physically social media is not there, social media is bringing the voter to vote. Where Jimmy, Makacha Bawumia say, I swear to God, me and my team, give us 3 months. We can change the NPP, the frame, how NPP looks. Me, if you give me 1 year, I can make Bawumia president. Apokai. But you see, Jimmy, they don't understand what they are doing. These are young, dirty boys. They are hungry. They need money. Bawumia is a cash cow. Obiako obenya biedi. Samere ono pictures no pe. Na obi otumi nam dwom. Ni etwa picture no otumi frɛ photographer sama menhwɛ. She does not care. She is for or model. Ono no send ne to be fe ne hia no. Send obi hwɛ no ono ogina wa samere or hwɛ de o hwɛ no. Enye de oyɛ. And these are the kinds of people Omugu MPP mu say they can change something about Bawumia and the MPP as a political party for people like myself, people who think like myself to walk to the ballot. You are stupid. Musa Dankwaka, Bawumia can never win any elections with Eddie and this boy. Never. This boy is daft. This boy is monkey brain. I don't know what form a fun si. Where okuta monkey brain. Ofuduano esi ohu baby onda so onda bia so onda fomo okuta monkey brain. The inner monkey acts monkeyish. Okuta monkey brain ofu no esi. He's not consistent about his message. He does not even know the direction of what he's saying. And these people are making millions out of the cash cow because Bawumia is not smart. Because the MPP as a political party is filled with daft people. I can I don't even know why you people I never say. What dinkwasi asem when lose elections? What's that kwatena asem power as defending your stupid action? Ne wonko for party. It is possible. It is possible. And then they can I pay. Mwejimi. Okay? This guy, Ochibefi, or say galamsey ni no lose elections now or be resign it. Sa panu we muntieno.
Mark my words. I can even tell you that if we lose this election, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win these elections. We'll win. If we lose these elections, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win. By close of day Tuesday, you see that we have won the elections. And that's what, because I believe the work we have done and the God we serve. The God we serve is a good God, and He has given us hope that we'll win the elections. Mark my words. I can even tell you that if we lose this election, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win these elections. We'll win. If we lose these elections, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win. By close of day Tuesday, you see that we have won the elections. And that's what, because I believe the work we have done and the God we serve. The God we serve is a good God, and He has given us hope that we'll win the elections.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are your MP for a year new job in South. Your friend Ochibefi. This guy, he needs to resign. Okay? We need some decency in our politics. We cannot allow the frogs to take everybody for granted. This is a member of parliament who makes laws. Ojina TV so say election the party name win, he will resign as a member of parliament. Jesus Christ. We cannot see this as a joke. You see, for some time now, we have allowed foolish people to enter our politics. And as we are resetting this nation, for us to take our parliamentarians and parliament as a whole important, such twerps are supposed to be given or shown the exit. Jimmy Fowe should not go back to his constituency and call himself an honorable MP, standing on national television to tell us. Because you see, this is a man, one, to be a member of parliament, we, the constituents, one, you are supposed to show us respect, and we, people of Ghana, You need to show us that respect. Now, for you to boldly stand on national television to tell Ghana for say you will resign as a member of parliament, we need to take those words serious. In fact, if anybody in his constituency wants to sue him, I will pay every single dime. Constituents are almost the constituency. In fact, any Ghanaian, in fact, myself, anybody who wants to sue this guy based on his statement as a member of parliament, I will support the person to sue this guy in parliament, in court. Because you see, we are not supposed to allow such fools in Kwasiafo say. They don't respect the words they tell us every day. Nipa be say, in some bano, they don't mean it. They don't respect us. Omu yesi ye Jimmy, yeni eto abama asale frog way, aponchireni way, eko parliament. Now you have entered parliament. Nobody forced you to go to Akwetia to tell Ghana, as a member of parliament, to tell your constituency, say election way, anko way, you will resign. It is your own words. Inti, sa Jimmy way no, we are not supposed to allow such a fool to go back to parliament to make laws for us. Because a fool like this that we cannot respect, how can we take this fool's word? From tomorrow, from Ochina, Kwasiawe, Adentina was a Ghana ni, a friend honorable. Jimmy Fowe, I didn't also Ghana ni, say I respect this guy. Because this guy, we cannot take his word. This is a mad fool who, at the end of the day, does not respect his constituents and respect Ghanaians. Somebody should take him on. You see, say anya sanyoma way, enyi san kwasiafo se bi enfree politics mu a, we will still be breeding animals and kwasiafo ma. We will be breeding weak-minded, stomach-bloated fools to be working and parading in our parliament. How can anybody take such a fool serious? We insist that this frog resigns from parliament. So when resigning from parliament, I will never consider this frog as a member of parliament. I will see him as a fool, and I will always make sure I refer to him as a fool who is representing fools. Because so a constituency like New Jabin South, statesman, Sebio, Obia unko skuda, wako sign when you move free Ato Abama Kwasiawe. Now I beg TV so I catch Ghana for say, take my word. If they don't win the elections, he will resign. Now I want to new Jabin. Now so your MP. Then you have a mental problem. And with all due respect, Manusi Suminaso, New Jabin South or Hinia Woho, at this point, you should be making a statement. The Council of State for Woho, more the Regional House of Chiefs Woho, way I am MP. Ojina TV so so I expect New Jabin South or Hinekesi Ohono to speak. Because this guy is representing every single person or New Jabin South and every Ghanaian. Into what we are Hine Ohono, I was ubu midi ebuama. You need to make a statement on this. You need to tell this guy to put his seat down. In Mebuna Omo New Jabin, they need to demonstrate. We need a press conference to insist that this frog resigns from parliament. Because now he is the enemy of the people, and we expect the young people our New Jabin. They need New Jabin South. We need them to come out. They need to demonstrate. So I call workers all resign. Also, yes, because we are taking his word as a member of parliament. Kwasi Ampenyuwe yeni esheno, yeni emane duanidi, yena debiano ye fidino. His words are important to us. We need to make sure, because Kwasi Ampenyuwe or New Jabin South, the oya say a year ba not yasiye, outdoor ba not yasiye, party ba not yasiye. Into I know a party MP, a year MP. Oni okro di sika baba se mbonsa inti New Jabin South for na mo ya MP before no omo kwase ampanyi sekusie bi a wo som no onim nyansa onfam puntio ma why no local MP not one and kwase ade. So we need to make sure say yes sa kwase ampanyi we he is kicked out of parliament. Yes, because I'm a taxpayer. Because sa Kwasi Ampanyi we ebe gina wenim na se oma promise or your campaign promise which what shows say Kwasi Ampanyi we your friend otchere he will fulfill the promise. Akwa we ebe gina wenim ka kire mo say monsanto abamame 2028 die na kire se Kwasi Ampanyi we on dada New Durban South for die na kire se o mbu ohini nanimtia die na kire se o hu omo so omagimi because you cannot take his word into sa Kwasi Ampanyi we gina wenim ochina se your campaign na monto abamana na okaso meye we ya aboa kura onam New Durban South no. Why should that animal take this guy's word? This guy is a dirty, filthy liar. And we need to insist to say he resigns from parliament. This matter is not dead. Mr. P, Mr. S, make a poster that we will add to the criminals list. And get me the picture of the paramount chief of Ekrona Oye MP Wasuno. Attach the paramount chief's picture to his picture. Attach the paramount queen's picture to his picture. And send me every single day. Every single day, I will let the world know. Politicians, I will be back to speak on this matter. This is not a joke. Otchere, if he said he will resign, say Akwetia MP elections, no NPP lose. These are his words. Kwasiato, Mojin say politics, no, politics as usual. Jimmy way.
Mark my words. I can even tell you that if we lose this election, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win these elections. We'll win. If we lose these elections, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win. By close of day Tuesday, you see that we have won the elections. And that's all. Because I believe the work we have done and the God we serve. The God we serve is a good God. And he has given us hope that we'll win the elections. Thank you.
Kwasiato, is the God you serve a lying God? Is he a deceitful God? Modi munkwasi asema na makose nyankopon echi nyankopon obi ehun ne da why we fuse the obo side drum ewo Johannesburg. The God you serve is a dear God. Is the God you serve a deceitful God? Yeah, these are his numbers in 2024. The numbers ni onya any strong candidate bia he needs to resign in 2024. Ni voter onyaye 32,000 and NDC near or hono enya 23,000. On should any strong candidate bia onya 56% and this is 41%. So he's not any extraordinary candidate bia or what a New Durban South. Kwasi Ampanyi we in 2020 onya 47,000 and this 20,000. 2024 onya 32,000 and this is 23,000. From 47,000 to 32,000. This guy will boom for more Durban South no ko we wini. From 2020 no 47,000. Obedu 2024 now the number start here about 32,000. It shows clearly say where Jimmy Fua they need to get rid of him. He's not supposed to be the MP. He needs to resign. Otchere fini munyansa. Intermediate, what I will do, no team. Pick Otchere's number. Pick his picture. Pick Omai Hinia or what a corona or this no picture. Omai Hemana or di a corona no picture. Put these three together. I will add it to my list here. Every single day. Make I no. Make I say on an so cromfo on can okreso as an MP. We insist to say ahim for mo hono bekasa omo be frɛ na ka chen say asemesi yesrawo asema akokan no ye pese wodi wakonwa to wo every say me ohene ameti akrampo no say me di ntam na metwa tro a ye betu mato akonwa. We insist so ohene no mwantuma anya sa na moso mo ye corrupt as this guy ohima na muti krom ho no say mwantuma insist say Otchere fi and resign, then you are equally corrupt at him and men fan chemo media makachre mo men fan chobia because on one no asem den na kire say enkwara ne mbaba wa omo eye New Durban South Kwasi Ampanyi we begina ka asem obedi so Otchere needs to leave. He needs to resign. There's nothing like apologies. Nobody's going to take any stupid apology because okasana batren share to okasana bento an share to okasana na fifre ten to onimnyansa no kan de okan no because na onim oye sure of what he's saying. Enti mesramo Senka MPP we need seat na anka kwase ba betra TV3 oba betra Joy News aka say I told you I was going to resign if we had lost the elections. Inti ende no say MPP lose ya. This foolish twerp, this frog, Jimmy way, he needs to resign. Apologies, yeah, accepting waha. Apologies, yeah, accepting waha. It is our question way. We expect to say Ochina, he will put in his resignation. Another by-election needs to happen at New Jabin South. Now, what the monfam in Diagro? I have for now more New Jabin South, no, monfam yako in Diagro. Modia Munya to say, Mumpumutu, Namuya said your Montier. Modia Munya what to say, Diakos Montier, yet the Monimbe to form. Men I catch them. This point, I'm showing the respect. All the respect to you because some will be making the right decision. At this point, me mamu all the respect because me say Sebio, moya hemfo, moya sofo mpenifo, Sebio, mubedi nukre, ama dia esino, wakene tuwe fra kunyano so. Samot na oya mwonsa monte ya, mema mati. Mema ewiase, ene Ghana fo nyina hu ahinie na mudi no, mo credibility amudi disa ahinie no, ewo New Jabin South. Memi buadie wu. But the law is the law. Principles are principles. As simple. All right, now, Afenyo Markin oye tokonu adam for pa. It is so interesting, and you see, in some say no, we shouldn't joke with it. Sycophancy, hypocrisy, in konfwa omo hypocrite omo kanokre no omo say mine. Nipa on kanokre bia o dangerous. And this is the way so MPP near on kanokra. Now we share one MPP on kanokra. In fact, Chechere MPP ni bodium because we want no better than MPP on kanokra. And a typical example of a liar, a politician who is a liar, a sycophant and a hypocrite is this guy Akakaru right it to your friend Afenyo Markin, aka Kasungu, aka content creator. This guy has no respect for Ghanaians. This guy has nothing, your friend says, self-respect. Now, Madam Tokonu, ever seen nobody in Ghana or say he or she does not agree with the decision of Madam Tokonu being sacked as the Chief Justice of Ghana and also being sacked as a judge in Ghana. No? None of these people have been able to produce one document, one document, I just want to say they've not been able to provide one constitutional statement, anything that proves to say a kwai na Madam Tokonu constitution didn't fast no sa kwai na enya kwai pa. The argument has always been about moral argument. And the Madam Tokonu issue, Aremeyaw Anas free Supreme Court, it is not moral argument. We are talking about constitution and how the constitution was applied. So making a moral argument about Madam Tokonu being sacked, or losing her job, it does not justify say Madam Tokonu should not be sacked. Morally, you can decide to think the way you want to think, but until you are able to prove with evidence and facts to debunk or try to prove or disprove the constitution, say send your constitution apply it's wrong, then you cannot. Until you are able to do that, you cannot sit anywhere else and tell Ghana for say Madam Tokonu na ye no sebio Ghana ye boom raso a Ghana constitution and the two Tokonu. It wasn't an individual. Article 1469 and then a share Ghana for a share a leader of the republic John Mahama to do what he had to do, because John Mahama ain't article 1469 and kasa constitution between to John Mahama free so John Mahama is just a tool in the hand of the constitution. John Mahama is a tool. He is a pen in the hand of the constitution, the 1992 constitution of the Republic of Ghana. At this point, what the NPP seek to do now is to politicize Tokonu's sack by the constitution. It is the constitution of the Republic of Ghana and the Pam Tokonu. Now, it's so interesting. This Afenyo Markin, not Owukrumha. Now, we are going to discredit you. We don't have time for banter. We will discredit with facts. Afenyo Markin, in 2017, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo about power. When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo eyi Charlotte Osei a free a yes electoral commission, that was the first time in the history of the Republic of Ghana Charlotte and EC boss president go through a process to sack her. A lot of people raised issues about how Charlotte Osei was treated and how she was not given the hearing ear. How Charlotte Osei was not given any room. Charlotte Osei and her two deputies. Even with that, people raising concerns, still Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo went ahead to make sure say Charlotte Osei constitution na da hono. Sa constitution no any Charlotte Osei any the deputies edi. Afenyo Markin went to sit on TV and he defended Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo's action. He defended the 1992 constitution because Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo and his government then based their actions on the 1992 constitution, Article 1469, to make sure Charlotte Osei is kicked out of power. And today, when you hear this content creator, this political liar, sit anywhere else to tell you, so, oh, we would deal with it at the right time. CJ's removal. There's nothing to deal with. Let's go and listen to Afenyo Markin. The hypocrisy and the lies. You cannot trust these MPP people. This is how Afenyo Markin defended the NPP when they came into power in 2017, how they used the constitution to get rid of Charlotte Osei. Yenti Afenyo Markin.
Yes. You see, Uncle Kweku Bako was very candid. See, the president knows the politics of this country. So he was very specific, made reference to the petition, unsigned petition, the subsequent communication he received from the council, and all that. So he left it as it was, which is fundamentally different from what my respected colleague was trying to put out.
In other words, the president made the Chief Justice aware of the deficiencies that may be in the original.
He left it as it.
He didn't just send it. He wrote
of course,
pay attention. There are these other issues. And I'll leave it to your judgment.
Exactly. You see, we are talking about developing institutions. And if each time institutions try to assert themselves, we turn around to bastardize them, then I'm afraid we're not going to get anywhere. Is it the president who has removed Charlotte Osei? Or it's an institution that has done its work in accord with law and has thus made a recommendation for her exit? The NDC may not be happy because they appointed the woman to head NCC. They tried to push her to the Supreme Court. The Judicial Council did not agree. She was rejected, and eventually she was sent to the Electoral Commission. The MPP as a party opposed the procedure for the appointment of the EC chair, and I led the charge. Eventually in court, my client was Richard Sky. It was not Charlotte Osei. They shouldn't get it wrong. The MPP opposed the procedure. However, we looked after if the eventual appointment and the decision by the Supreme Court endorsing the procedure and all that. You remember I even raised the issue of contempt. That while the matter was yet to be tried, Mr. President had gone ahead to appoint and order, and I felt that it was not appropriate. But look, it didn't get anywhere. So when Charlotte was appointed, as a party, we had issues with her background. And we did not hide from that. Yeah. But it was not an NDC, MPP person. It was not Kennedy Agyapong. It was not Gabby otchere, asare darko, who petitioned the president for the removal. Get it straight.
What's your Afenyo Markin? Charlotte Osei, the time no, Akufo Addo ba office na, ye den, yi Charlotte Osei no, say, one, enya president ni yi Charlotte Osei, na eye constitution no ene yi Charlotte Osei. That was his statement. Say petition na, try na, jina so, pam Charlotte Osei as the EC boss no, enya Gabby otchere na Bediatuo na Tróuble. you will be na troye. And also kasa no say every time be a person you develop institutions, you know, they will try to find a way to go after the institutions. Do you know what he was trying to say? He was trying to say, a buying take a decision to make sure say institution be being considered. Now say the right thing should be done. Now you near Ghana for ye cassetia a decision na a buying eteki. Say presidency receive petition now or acting on the petition pe na ye Ghana for we are fighting the presidency. This is the defense Afenyo Markin Net2 TV so catch the Ghana for when Akufo Addo in 2017 it decided say I was say Charlotte say or Pamano every EC office. He made his point. In fact, see, at a point, you know, Charlotte say the positions ni binana de man na no omo MP before tiasie no. Oma the last guy, sa the last guy ya Kwasi Campaign the last guy. The last guy ya Afenyo Markin ene gabby according to school UK. Sa Kwasi the last guy ya Nansei Afenyo Markin yenya issue parliament or the case the court no. LGBT anti-LGBT case no. Afenyo Markin man the court the same the last guy. This is what they have been doing for years. But what I want you to understand and say, he made it clear, say, constitution no, constitution no, and ye shall to say free ho. Na nanado dankwa Akufo Addo. That was the same thing omukachere when Akufo Addo put his presidency on the line. These are the same people today. They are fighting Ghanaians. Adentina, Madame Charlotte, Madame Tokonu. Also for the same process. They have a problem. Adentina Ghana for year penny. Why are we allowing it? It is political. We need to create a new law to protect some people at some very important places. This is the same Afenyo Markin. Otna news for Akachre Ghana for say. It is not the president who sacked Charlotte. It was the 146 article 146.9. And no ne sake Charlotte say. Inti why are we saying say Akufo Addo ne pamo Charlotte say? John Dramani Mahama allowed the 146.9, the same 146.9 our constitution no, to go through. The due process was adhered to. But also and no kwasiafo we MPP for we nya opportunity. No man catch Ghana for say John Mahama Pamo Tokonu. But when they were sacking Charlotte say using the same procedure, the same due process, the same 1992 constitution, the same 146.9, they said Nana the Danko Akufo Addo did not sack Charlotte say. Now in fact, a constitution and a sacking Charlotte say. Kwasia we ba Net2 TV so china. Obebo tai fibi abeka catch Ghana for say or a minority leader onimunyansa chen. This is a filthy liar. The law is the law. And this is something they have been doing for years. When we talk on what we start here, the NPP deliberately decided to politicize it. But to date, they have not been able to state one article that the due process, and I say the constitutional president will be a breaking any law when it comes to the process now. They have not been able to cite one infraction. They have not been able to cite one infraction. They have not say Samra way the president buso, Samra way the nipa way buso, entina Madame no sake no, it is not right. They have not been able to do that. The same procedure, the same due process Akufo Addo edi Charlotte say femu no, the same due process na tokonu femu, and so almost say Akufo Addo de ne na a constitution na pamon Charlotte say, but tokonu de ne de Mahama na nim ye hare ono na yetani enti yamfa nhye Mahama enkwasiafo ma we enende omudi MPP nenim. They have no principle. They are not people you can trust. They don't have the intelligence to be honest. They see every single Ghanaian and say ye Jimmy. Until every time when they get the opportunity, they just want to lie and think, say, we will absorb it and just follow them like sheep. So what is credible about this guy? What is credible about this guy that Ghana ni awokosko oniminyansa onkosko kro oniminyansa Ghana ni otwaba? Why should any Ghanaian oniminyansa listen to this idiot? Because they are the same thing, but he's trying to justify one and trying to make one somebody's intentions. He's justifying one. But when it comes to Akufo Addo's decision he took, it wasn't Akufo Addo's fault. It was the constitution. But when it comes to John Mahama's situation, when the John Mahama allowed the due process, John Mahama allowed the constitution to work. It is not the constitution, it is John Mahama. This is the kind of dirty politics and kwasiafo way ya. Enti every day biano, their numbers keep dropping. And Messi Megu party no 2028 Megu no. Because of these fools. Because of kwasiafo way, onyankopon wasoro a ode nyansa aduame mitirimu no Megu party no Megu no flat. Because me who say continuously, no, these people, the sense of entitlement and foolishness, no, it did the. Now let me show you one sad thing happening in Ghana, and it's got to do with Madam Sophia Akufo, the former Chief Justice of Ghana. Madam Sophia Akufo also is on a journey, and the journey she's on are two destinations. One is to please her NPP that appointed her and made her a Chief Justice. And two, to try and discredit the same Council of State she is a member of, indirectly trying to embarrass the government. This old lady is on a journey to blow herself up. I respect her a lot. The capacity and position I was feeling, every time you are interested to hear what she has to say. Because at a point, this woman was in charge of all the laws. She was the headquarters of law. She led the judiciary. She was seen as somebody who would take her time, reason, go through the basic thinking process before she makes a submission or speaks. But interestingly enough, Madam Sophia Akufo, she has decided to go on a trip. She believes that trip, the fallout she had with the MPP, it is going to incite or it is going to bring back that sympathy the NPP they have for her. And I say that fallout she had with the MPP, time and DDEP issued by now or Kasatia on one and call she now feels say she needs to be accepted again because party nigu and she wants to be on their good side. The second part of her journey is to discredit the Council of State position now or Timuno. She wants to discredit the Council of State, which indirectly she wants to use that to discredit the presidency. And I see that as a very sad situation. Because Madam Sophia Akufo is a very intelligent woman. The only thing about this woman or Madam Akufo is that the sense of entitlement, she feels this sense of entitlement. Our idea is say she is intelligent than anybody in Ghana. She's full of herself, with all due respect. She believes say asamoba na okebia obia submission bi obekebia no sa nipa no ejimi. She is the only intelligent person. Even when she's part of a decision making, what she tries to do is say she sometimes steps away from the group she's part of and make it look like say every single person in the group she's part of is stupid. She's the only wise one. And that is my biggest problem with Madam Sophia Akufo. Madam Sophia Akufo has served in a very good capacity as the former Chief Justice. And I don't expect Madam Sophia Akufo to be speaking only on emotions or speaking based on what we call her feelings about something. I expect to say, from what she has been through, her experience as a former Chief Justice, she wouldn't speak based on emotions, but she will speak on facts. She will speak to debunk facts. She will speak to make her case using the facts to prove to Yeni Ghana for to say she is not just an ordinary state person or state woman. She is a state woman with enormous intelligence, experience when it comes to addressing fundamental laws, and I say the constitution and how we are supposed to approach its discussion. But it is looking like say Madam Sophia Akufo has thrown away all the experience, all the knowledge she picked as a former Chief Justice. She has dumped that somewhere and she's going on this very slippery route. It is all about how she feels. her feelings, how she knows somebody, but she has forgotten to analyze the issues based on facts.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.